So,
Right.
let's turn. I want to turn now to price. When you first started it, you were doing Truth or Consequences. There was a
Right. They overlapped for about 3 years.
3-year overlap. At what point on price did you think, "Hey, I don't have to worry about it getting picked up"? You know, in TV, I worry about a pickup every year, and
Right.
I worry about it on price because I just feel like that's my job. I am paid to stress about the fact, and ratings are up enormous again this year. But at what point did you think, you know what? I think we're good.
I must confess that I knew we were good immediately because it was the ratings were excellent. Not only in the United States, we got great ratings in Canada.
Still do.
And everybody was excited about the show from day one. And all the years I was on it, we were solid. We had good ratings, great ratings. And when I decided to retire, I probably could have done the show. I could have done the show another year, and maybe two.
And after what I just saw with you for your birthday show, you could do it now.
Yeah.
Well,
And I said that to you.
You did. I could do it now for one day, and then I'd have to have 2 or 3 days off,
More tequila.
and that wouldn't work very well.
That'd be a tough production
But
schedule. Yeah.
I decided when I did retire, I was doing the show as well as I had ever done it. I hadn't begun to slip, and the show was just, it would be kind of a part of Americana. It was a national treasure,
Yeah.
and I thought, Barker, go out on top. So I quit that year. But I was 83 when I quit.
Yeah, it's amazing that I do think you could still do it, and that I love that you went out and never slipped. There was never a show where you went, he shouldn't be out here still. It was always like your last show was as good as your first show. In fact, I think better. I mean, I think I think you got better and better every year. Do you feel like that? Was there ever a part where you feel
absolutely. I think in audience participation, I don't care how much natural talent you have for it. I think that experience, there's no substitute for experience. You have to get out there and have the world collapse around you and
Which you
have
did.
to go on. That's when we were live.
Yeah.
Today, you can stop tape. But we couldn't. We had to, when I first started doing Truth or Consequences, we weren't even taping shows then.
Right.
We were doing them live.
Right.
That's amazing.
And when it didn't work, then you had to cover, and you learned a lot.
And that show had a lot going on.
Oh,
in it.
yes.
So
And it
there
was
was a lot
different
to go
every
wrong.
day,
And it-
completely.
right. And there was a lot that could go wrong.
And there was a lot that could go wrong, and there was
And
a
it did.
lot that went wrong.
Yeah. That's always. And
I'll never forget one. We used to do a thing called reunions, where we would bring two brothers together who hadn't seen each other for years, or we'd bring a mother and a son or something, sister, members of family, or great friends, or whatever. With these reunions, were actually gave Ralph Edwards the idea for This Is Your Life.
Oh, This Is Your Life.
Yeah. And there was one that we were doing. I was when we were out in Burbank. We started here in Hollywood. I hated leaving. We were at Studio D in Hollywood. Intimate, great, and great audiences, people coming in off the street, all that. And we went out to Burbank, and at that time, that studio was in the middle of a pasture.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
And nothing
And
there.
nobody was
Yeah.
walking by. We used to do things on the street that were hilarious.
Yeah.
Couldn't do any of that, and we hated it. But we still had good shows. But in any event, we were going to do this reunion, and it was going to be very dramatic. And I think it was a mother and a son. So we had the son flown in. I think he was in the service. And we had the mother as a part of a group going through on a tour of the studio. And the tour was right outside the door. And so I explained all this, and built it up as best I could, told the son just where to stand, because we were going to have a spot on him. And that was going to be it. The complete darkness in the studio and a spot when they came in, you see, the group seeing the studio, his mother among them. All right, we're ready? Yes. All right, let's take the lights out. So this light went out, and this light went out, and then the spotlight went out, and I'm standing in complete darkness, and it's live television, and I'm talking. And I just kept talking. And a lady wrote me a most flattering letter I ever got. She said, "Bob, you do your best work in the dark."